Europe's largest bank there, slamming down about almost 8% there to $40. That would take it below the pre-Brexit price back in 2016. Standard Chartered also seeing quite large. Standard Chartered, of course, is owned majority by Temasek Holdings here in Singapore. So we're seeing really a deep dive across these banks, and perhaps it could be because the dividends might be affected at some point. Right, let's talk about the markets and see if that's an opportunity. We've got Gary.
Testing. Testing. Good morning. How is everybody staying at home? Are you all done with your SLS exercises? Okay, no worries. If you are interested, I will send, hello Jancis, I will send you a copy of the practices. Let's see. Okay, very good. All right. Maybe those of you who are not from 6A, who are interested in the extra practices, you can send me a private message and I will forward the soft copy of the Cloze Passages to you for your own reference and practice, okay? But otherwise, even if you don't have it and you haven't done it, you can still gain from this session today. I'll be reviewing, discussing some alternative answers and looking at how we can approach different text types with different strategies today. So don't worry, just follow along with the ride. The session today will last about an hour and a half, starting from 10. The last half an hour, I'm hoping to be able to kind of try out Zoom and see whether we can have like a class or communal video conferencing session. Now, I want to test the connection and the load to see whether it can work. Good morning, all right? Glad to see all of you. Let's see who's here. Jia En, Jaden Liao, Jaden Teo, Sishuan, Jaxis, Martin, Shaden, Jancis, Chloe, Jin Xian. All right, excellent. Wonderful. Welcome everybody, and I'm so glad to see all of you. Okay. Right. Excellent. Megan Quack, welcome. Jia Xuan, good morning. That's good to see all of you. Let's just give the rest some time to trickle in. I started the stream on purpose a little earlier because I figured that, with everybody staying home and everybody being online, there might be a bit of a lag between my broadcast and your receiving. So I'm going to test the lag time now. I'm going to say the word lag, and then after I say the word lag, please write down the word lag now. Oh ho, okay, right. Thank you. Good morning. Right, so it looks like we have between a 12 to a 14-second lag in our audio and video stream. Okay, great. So if it seems as if I'm taking a bit of time to respond to your questions, right, please bear in mind that there is a 10 to 14-second lag between when you type in your question and when I respond to it, okay? Or between when I say something and when you react to it, there's a gap of about 10 to 14 seconds. So bear that in mind, don't be impatient, and be come and refresh or wait. Okay, excellent. Hello, Jared, Reese, good morning. All right, just joined us. Excellent. Megan, yeah, that's great. All right, excellent. Okay, so no, of course, Martin, you will not be experiencing the lag because we aren't doing any activities yet. The moment we start doing activities, you'll notice that there's a 10 to 14 second delay between when I set the activity and the responses come in. All right, you'll notice this especially in the recordings later. Okay, Chloe, the reason why I'm not showing my face today is because I'm trying out this new streaming tool, which will allow me to annotate much more accurately. Remember the last stream when we were annotating, the screen went blank, right? I had to refresh, I had to exit from the app and then go back into the app again. That was because the previous stream I was using, this particular program called AstroPad, which was really, really laggy. Okay, so today I'm trying out without my face, then I'll try to reintroduce my face using a different program, all right? And anyway, today I will be looking at the activity from the iPad. Hello, Oscar, welcome. All right, excellent. Okay, so we are going to begin very shortly in about 3 minutes time with our first exercise, and I would like to encourage all of you to participate actively. If you are not able to log into YouTube and you can't participate in the live chat, remember you can always message me on your phones, and I'll be checking periodically just to make sure that you're able to participate. Okay, excellent. Okay, Daya is on as well. Welcome, Daya. Right. Let me see. Okay, Jian is requesting for the cloze passage, which I will gladly send to you. Give me a minute, Jian. Okay, so everybody please make sure that you have your writing materials along with you. Your highlighters or whatnot. For those of you who are participating in the annotation, please make sure that you have them with you. Okay, those of you who are just viewing, you can take some notes even as I'm in the midst of communicating. All right, hi Cheryl, welcome. Okay, Jian, I just sent it to you. Just check that you received it. We are at exercise 5, all right? Exercise 5. And today is going to be a little different from our previous cloze passages, and I meant it to be so intentionally. The previous passages were what we call information texts, right? They were non-fiction, they were factual, and they were extremely literal, meaning they are telling you things about factual events or about knowledge. So today we are moving away from that for a short while. We'll go back to it in exercise 6, but in exercise 5, you'll find that we are moving into a new text type called narratives, okay? Yes, all right, Cheryl, please increase your audio, right? I'm trying my very best to speak as loudly as I can. There's no way for me to turn up my volume on this platform, I'm sorry, so please try to put in some earphones or turn the volume of your device up, okay? Try your very best. Okay, maybe with earphones. Okay, I apologize. This is the limitation of the current system. I will try to speak a little louder, okay, so you can hear me, right? Yep, okay, I put it a little closer to me. Hopefully, you're able to hear me better, right? Okay, we will begin very, very shortly. All right, welcome, Siting. All right, excellent. Let me just remind all of you who have just joined in that today we are going to be doing cloze passages, 2 of them, exercise 5 and 6. Please refer to these 2 cloze passages and annotate along with me. And please enter in your alternative answers or your thoughts about my answers in the chat or on WhatsApp, and I will respond to you as we go along. All right, so I'll have my WhatsApp chat open in front of me along with the YouTube, Instagram, the YouTube Insta chat, and I'll be responding to all of you. Welcome to the live stream. Please make sure that you all have your exercise 5 and 6, your writing materials and annotation materials, meaning your highlighters and your colored pens, so that you can follow along with me as I show you how I narrow down the answers using the two strategies that we've been covering. One of which was contextual clues, the neighboring words and the sentence context. The other one of which was to find out the word type of the blank so that I can accurately put in the correct word type, right, based on the context and the neighboring words. Okay? All right, great. Thank you. So I hope, Cheryl, that's better. You can hear. Okay, Megan, same as what we do in class. This is exactly the same. You will do your corrections, you will annotate, you will mark, and you will give yourself a score. All right? At the end of this session, I will send out a link on YouTube here to the Zoom stream that we will try out. Okay, but that will be at the end. Yes, right, Alison, that's right. Okay, please do your corrections. Please mark your work and annotate along with me. Basically mirror what I'm doing and then mark and give yourself a score. Then bring these exercises back on Thursday and I will collect them and I'll review and check your work. Okay, so please make sure you don't forget to put this back in your bags after our exercise today. All right, without further ado, if there are no objections, I will begin. It's 10:01. All right, we are going to start with exercise 5 and I'm going to start annotating on exercise 5. Okay, so let's begin by thinking about the text type. Okay, so the text type for this particular piece is a narrative. And why do I say it's a narrative? Simply because if I look at certain clues, I have a character, right? His name is Mr. Robinson. Then I have verbs like left, okay, managed, right, and then decided. Okay, so we find that these words give us a clue because one, I have a particular character. Okay, I'm sorry about that. We have a character, and then we have persistent past tense usage. Okay, so these two characteristics tell me that this text type is a narrative, all right, or a personal recount. Okay. Now, personal recount or narrative are pretty similar in their language features, right? Can anyone tell me what you remember I've taught you about narratives, right? What is another word I can substitute in for the word narrative? Okay, anyone? Let me just silence my notifications. Okay, never mind. Okay, that's a good question. No, Jaden, the narrative type is not about facts, right? We covered this before. Narratives are not facts. Narratives cover stories, exactly, right, Chloe? They are fictional stories. What is a factual text, right? A factual text is actually information text, right? Yes, exactly. Fictional story. That's right. Very good. All right. No, Shaden, it's not really an informative text in this case, right? It's a narrative, like I mentioned. Narratives have to do with stories, right? Personal recount, going back to Jia En's earlier question, a personal recount is simply a story told from a character's personal view. All right, so my personal recount would be me telling you what happened in my day yesterday. All right, or perhaps Harry Potter telling you what he did for lunch yesterday. Okay, so yes, okay, Shaden, I understand now. Right, so remember, there is a very big difference between information texts, which are non-fiction, which are factual, which are informative, and narratives and personal recounts, which are often fictional. All right, they are made up, they're stories, right? Okay, of course, in the sense of a personal recount, it can actually be non-fiction. It could be a factual account of your previous day, but nonetheless, it's a story form. It's being told to me as an event that has already occurred, right, in the past. Either it's a made-up story or it's a factual story that I'm telling you now about what I did yesterday. But in this case, it's probably a narrative and it's probably fictional. The characters are probably made up, all right? And we will find out more as we go along, all right? Okay, so it's a narrative and it's a personal recount. In this case, I would say possibly more of a narrative, okay, between the two. And I would say that because it's a narrative, the features of the text would be that it usually is in the past tense, all right? All the different past tense forms will be represented, and it usually occurs in the perspective of a character, all right, or some characters. So there are going to be characters involved in this particular story, all right? So let's take a look now at the text itself, all right? And let's go into some of these features, right? So we know that it's going to be quite centered around the characters. We know that the tenses of the actions are going to be in the past form one way or another, unless it's in dialogue, right? Always remember that dialogue is in the eternal present. We're always speaking in the present tense, all right? Other than that, the whole text should be in the past tense. So let's go. Mr. Robinson left early, intending to buy some mushrooms from the market, all right? So let's take a moment here to track this particular occurrence of the to verb, okay? Can you all remember that we were just covering this yesterday, that there are certain recurring patterns in English, right? Remember I talked about the principle of recursion, meaning a pattern that keeps repeating itself in the language. And to verbs, verb, noun verbs, as well as will, would verbs are examples of recurrent patterns, all right? Yes, very good, Jared, you remember that. So this falls into the same pattern of the VNV, the to verb, and the will, would verb, right? That we've just talked about yesterday. And these patterns occur in grammar MCQ, they occur in cloze passages, they occur in even your editing section, all right? Yes, very good. Right, modals, verb, noun, verb pattern, very good, Chloe. So these were some of the patterns we discussed and observed when we were doing our grammar MCQ and when we were doing our editing, right? Okay, so it occurs everywhere in English, and here it is, to buy is another example of such a recurring pattern, all right? So let's move on. He managed to obtain some fresh mushrooms. Okay, so the verb here, all right, or let me highlight that. The verb here is to obtain. Okay, so again here you see the to verb adverb. So he managed to obtain, right? So the word obtain, the verb, is actually linked to this particular phrase here, rock bottom price. Okay, so the action of obtaining is applied to the fresh mushrooms, and this word here that links these two verbs and nouns is a preposition. All right, so this is a preposition that describes the relationship between the verb obtaining the fresh mushrooms and the noun rock bottom price. All right, yes, okay, very good. Jaden has already entered in his answer. All right, yes, are there any alternative answers? Looks like most of you, hello John, looks like most of you placed the answer as at, and you would be absolutely right. Okay, so it's obtaining these mushrooms at rock bottom prices. All right. By the way, just curious, are you all able to see my annotations in real time, or is there a lag between what I'm saying and the annotations appearing on the page? Let me know if there's a lag. Okay. In the meantime, I'm seeing Alison putting 4 as an option. Okay, some say yes, some say no. All right, so bear with the lag. All right, no, that's good, very good, excellent. I'm glad to see that. But on my side, when I'm doing it and I'm viewing myself on the computer, there seems to be some lag. Okay, back to Allison's point. What about 4? Okay, Allison is asking, can I put 4 here to obtain some fresh mushrooms for rock bottom price? Now, the keyword here is rock bottom price, right? So, can I obtain something for a low price? No, right? I cannot obtain something for a low price because for implies the idea that I'm doing it on behalf of or for something. So I'm not doing it for the low price, I'm doing it at a low price. Okay? So no, you cannot use for in this case. Alright? So no for question 51, at is the only preposition that fits in this case. Alright? Let's move on. Feeling satisfied with his. Okay, so notice here that there, right? So this is what we call a possessive pronoun. Okay? It's a possessive pronoun. That means that it's signaling that something belongs to him. So if this is a possessive pronoun, then it follows that this blank here is actually a noun. Oops, sorry. Let me just undo that. Can I undo that? No, never mind. It's actually a noun. Okay, so his something. So feeling satisfied with his something. So what did he just do? He just obtained some mushrooms, all right, at rock bottom price, right? So he just obtained, he just bought some mushrooms. So he's satisfied with his? No, not luck, right? This is linked back up to his act of buying the mushrooms, all right? Yes, so no, I do not accept luck because it's not his luck. He's not satisfied with his luck. He's not satisfied with his achievement. This isn't an achievement. It's a purchase, right? You bought something. So that something becomes your purchase, right? It belongs to you. It's your purchase, right? Not purchased, not D, because remember, purchase is functioning here as a noun. And a noun can never take on the past tense form. All right, Ziming, you cannot have purchased because purchased in the D form is a verb. Okay? Satisfied with his bargain, Shaden. That's a very good alternative. Yes, I'm going to accept bargain as well because it is a bargain in the sense that it is very cheap, rock bottom prices. Okay? So that gives me additional information about the fact that it's a bargain. All right, very good. Well done. Okay? So yes. Bargain. No, you cannot put, oh, wait a minute. Satisfied with his buy. No, I wouldn't say buy is acceptable here. First of all, because the word buy is only used as a noun when it is next to an adjective. For example, you might say something like a good buy. Okay? But you generally do not use the word buy by itself to describe your purchase, right? You need to have a good or an adjective that describes the buy in order to indicate that it's functioning as a noun. So no, I won't accept buy, all right? Okay, where did the word cool come in? Yes, okay, Shaden, totally wrong usage of the word. All right, thank you, Chloe, for checking on that. Yeah, cool is a totally different word in this case, all right? So be very careful that you are aware of your word before you use it. Don't use words that you are unaware of the meaning of, all right? It's very dangerous, especially in a situation where you're being tested, okay? Dea, all right, is mushrooms accepted? No, mushrooms is not accepted, right? It's satisfied with his purchase. He's not satisfied with the mushrooms by themselves. He's satisfied with the fact that they are cheap or the fact that he's bought them, all right? So no, Dea, I won't accept the word mushrooms, okay? Right, let's move on to question 53. If there are no further questions, excellent, we're doing very well. Feed the dog a piece first, suggested one cautious friend. So this is them testing the mushrooms with the dog before they partake of it, right? So remember, this is a humorous story, okay? So feed the dog a piece. He was afraid that the mushrooms, so here the clue is afraid that the mushrooms might be. Okay, so there's something that he fears, so therefore he feeds the dog with the mushroom. So what is he trying to test? Here I'm using the pieces of information, the inferences, the neighboring words, the clues to tell me exactly what is the word. Yes, very good. Right, be very careful about your spelling. Jaden Teo, poisonous is spelled incorrectly. Okay, I think yes. Okay, you must be very careful of the spelling of the word. So yes, so it might be something, right? So again, here I am talking about a particular word type. It's actually a noun. Okay, I'm sorry, it's not a noun. I apologize. It's actually, oops, let me just, not familiar with this particular platform. It's actually an adjective. Okay, it's functioning as an adjective and it's describing the mushrooms. So the mushrooms are poisonous. Very good. Okay, any other? Contaminated, might be contaminated. Okay, I wouldn't say contaminated and I wouldn't say spoiled, because it is understood that mushrooms are poisonous, right? That's why we are cautious of them, and why the friends feed the mushrooms to the dog, because they were worried that it was poisonous mushrooms that were sold to them at a low price. Okay, yeah, exactly. So being contaminated is more about being dirty, or being tainted with something else. So the mushrooms themselves are not contaminated, nor are they spoiled, but it's more to do with the fact that they are poisonous. Yes, exactly, right. Thank you, Chloe. Yes, Jaden Sim. It's not about contamination, because there's nothing in the context or the passage that talks about the fact that the mushrooms are dirty. Yes, very good. Okay. Yes. Oh, no. Virulent is more to do with something being contagious. So you might describe, say, the flu virus or COVID-19 as being virulent, meaning it's very, very contagious, right? Contagious is not what I would use to describe a mushroom, okay? So no, not virulent, all right? Yeah, correct. Jack says you're absolutely right. It's not spoiled, because the passage says that the people ate it in the end, right? And they gave it to the dog, so it can't be spoiled. Okay, thank you. Wonderful questions you're asking. That's great. Let's move on. So you all can see that if we actually take the time to discuss, there's so much we can talk about when it comes to even one simple passage like this. And it's a narrative, right? So it's even simpler. But good, I'm glad that you are thinking about and engaging in this passage, because the more you think, the more you exercise your clues and your word types, the better you will be at picking these clues out, even when you're talking to your friends. All right, very good, wonderful. So the next one, question 54, the dog seemed to enjoy the mushroom, so the dog ate the mushroom and it was fine. Mr. Robinson and his friends then began their meal, commenting that the what had a strange but pleasant flavor. So let's go ahead and highlight the strange but pleasant flavor. All right, so this thing that they had a strange and pleasant flavor, so they ate it. So what did they eat? Yes, all right, not meal, must be more specific. Jared, it has to be mushrooms, right? Because they had just fed the mushrooms to the dog and the dog was okay with it. Yes, mushrooms. Poisonous, yes, they are, absolutely right. So yes, mushrooms. And this is actually a noun, right? It's a noun, right? Because again, the article the tells me that the neighboring word is actually some kind of a noun, whether it's a proper noun or it's a common noun, right? So articles like a and the are always accompanying nouns or noun phrases, all right? So the boy, the angry man, right? An elephant. These are examples of articles that accompany nouns. So this article is a clue that 54 is a noun. So no problems here. Let's move on. The taste, no, because Jaden, the taste had a pleasant flavor. No, you have to read the entire sentence, right? So remember, the strategy I taught you is put the answer into the sentence and read it. So if you listen, the taste had a strange but pleasant flavor. What's wrong? The word flavor is taste. So you're repeating the concept of taste. Cannot, you can't, all right? Exactly, because the sentence is already describing the flavor. Great. I love it that you guys are explaining each other's mistakes and you are pointing each other's understandings out. That's great, all right? So that's good. But remember, please keep the tone of the discussion positive. Help your friends. You're not here to critique or criticize them. So very good. I love the tone of the discussion at this point. You're all doing very well and you're helping each other to understand better, all right? Very good. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Okay? Yes, it doesn't sound right because in this case, I am not looking for the word taste. I'm looking for what it is that has that taste, right? So what is it? It's the mushrooms. Okay, good. Let's move on. 55. Right, this kind of a word at the beginning has some very visible clues. First of all, there's a comma after the word. Second of all, the word is at the beginning of the sentence. So usually, very few words can fit into a blank that is at the beginning of a sentence and has a particular punctuation like a comma. So only connectors, indicators of connections can fit. Right, Jaden Sim, be very careful. We do not use the connector then at the beginning of sentences. Right, usually it's in the middle of sentences to describe consequence. I did this, then that happened, right? So then does not start sentences, okay? So no. Okay, not suddenly, because there is no indication in the clue that something sudden happened, all right? And it wasn't a sudden happening. So no, suddenly is not acceptable. However, was the word I am looking for, all right? Why is there, however, right? Anybody can tell me why is there, however? Because usually, hello, Charlene, usually there is a contrast, right? Whenever I say however, there is a contrast between something happening and something unexpected happening, right? So why is it however? I can understand you're all correct, but can anyone, no, not strangely, Xavier, an adverb doesn't quite fit here. It's more of a connector that shows contrast, okay? Subsequently, no, I'm trying to show contrast, right? Why is there a contrast? Why is there a contrast? Can anyone explain to me why I'm using the word however and I'm not using subsequently or something that shows a consequence, one thing happening after another, not subsequently, but however? Why? Not unfortunately, Jancis, that's a good try, but not in this case, and you spelled unfortunately wrongly, because it's not it's not a judgment of whether something is good or bad. In this case, it's kind of like showing a contrast between the previous paragraph and the next. Yes, that's right, okay? Shaden, you're kind of on the right track. Yes, exactly, Charlene. The dog had enjoyed, right? The mushrooms. The people had eaten the mushrooms. They enjoyed it, right? So the second paragraph is about how the mushrooms seemed to be okay. There didn't seem to be anything wrong with it. The dog was happy, right? It ate it, and then it was fine. And then the people ate it, and they commented, it's quite pleasant. It's strange, but it tastes really nice. Then, to contrast that paragraph, I used the word however to show that something else happened. Yes, exactly. They thought it wasn't poisonous, but then something happened to the dog. Yes, exactly. Yes, yeah, exactly. So the word however is showing the contrast between the earlier paragraph where everything seemed to be fine and dandy, and then the next paragraph started with question 55 where something goes wrong because the dog, the answer is going to come out later, okay? So let's move on, because we need to get to 57 to see what happened to the dog, but you get the idea, right? I think all of you already know. Okay, so however, there was confusion when the what, now this is the fun one, okay? Question 56 is connected to a much lower, yes, all right. Where can we find that connection? Let me just show you the connection. 56 is actually connected all the way down to this point here. So if, remember I tell you all that you have to kind of like read the entire passage first as an overview, scan it through before starting to do, right? So this is where that particular strategy comes in really handy. You must read further down to find that it's actually the gardener, and the gardener appears at the bottom, right, as a almost like an offhand reference, almost like a by the way reference by the author, right? So the gardener is the one who enters the room and tells them about the dog, right? And then later he tells them that, you know, how the dog actually died. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, not the man. Not the man. Absolutely not. Wrong character already. Okay, because the men are eating in the room. Then the gardener comes in to, so the men are eating in the room. Then the gardener comes into the room to tell them that the dog is dead. Okay, yes, very good. Well done. Okay, so done. This is noun. So it's quite interesting, all right, that there are so many nouns in this particular passage. Whereas if you remember when we did practice 1, 2, and 3, non-fiction information text, right, there were a lot of verbs, there were a lot of prepositions, there were a lot of other types of words, right? But this is the kind of like characteristic of a narrative, right? That narratives tend to also have a lot of nouns, okay, right? Whether it is like nouns of feelings or nouns of states of being, all right? So nouns dominate narratives versus non-fiction text and information text, where there's a lot of verbs and there's a lot of prepositions because they are factual statements or, you know, descriptions of movement. Okay, good. Right, let's move on. So now let's go to question 57. Okay, so the dog was, right, and here very interesting, this is verb, right, was. Okay, and this is actually a adjective because it's describing the dog. Okay, it's describing the dog. So in this case, the dog was dead. Yeah, exactly, right? It was dead, right? And you will find clues of that all over the place, right? Later on, you'll find right at the bottom, in the same place where I found the gardener, right? You find that the car hit it, right? So instantly when the car hit it, it gives me the clue that it is dead, all right? So it got hit by a car, right? Usually when you hit by a car, you can't really survive, right? No, not unconscious, okay? It was instantly, right? So something happened to it instantly when the car hit it. So it can't be instantly unconscious, right? So, yeah, so you get it, all right? Yes, okay? Correct. You cannot put died because it was dead, right? Very good. Was dead. Excellent. No, not sick. It's not about the sickness. Remember, the car hit it, and then there's this word instantly, right? Back at the bottom. Remember the word instantly? You can't be instantly sick. You can't be instantly unconscious, all right? Yeah. Dying, no. All right? Instantly, again, this word instantly immediately narrows down the answer to an immediate state. It's dead, all right? It was instantly killed, right? It was killed instantly, all right? Let's just go ahead to question 64 and let's just fill that in so that there's no confusion. So it was killed instantly, okay? I'm sorry about jumping around, but this passage seems to want us to go back and forth in order to make connections and connect the answers, okay? So if you look at question 64, right, the gardener looked amused and said, then he said it was killed instantly when a car hit it. So it was dead, right? So how was it dead? How did it die? It was killed instantly, immediately when the car hit it. So therefore, since I know that 64 is killed, therefore 57 has to be dead. So 64 and 57, oh my, look at how many connections there are that this text is forcing you to make, right, between one and the other. Yeah, okay. Yes, Jaden, it is a dark passage, but it's a dark, humorous passage. It's dark humor, okay? It's dark and funny in a sense, okay? So let's move on, back to 58, okay? So the dog was dead. I hope there is no dispute, huh? I hope you all understand it's dead. It's not dying, it's not unconscious, right, is dead. Okay? No, Chloe. You don't understand the story, alright? Let me tell everybody the story, okay? Chloe seems to be a little bit unsure about how the story went. So the man sat down to eat the mushrooms, fed the mushrooms to the dog, right? Then as they were eating, the dog left the room, right? It left the room. It went out to roam the streets. Then a short time later, the gardener came back. Okay, wait. Let me finish the story. Hold. Okay, let me finish the story. So a short time later, the gardener came back to report to the man who was still eating the mushrooms that he had seen the dog and it was dead. All right. So the man panicked because they thought the dog had died of eating the poisonous mushrooms. So they rushed into their cars and drove to the hospital. Right. Then they came back. And then they were all fine, right? Obviously because they were not poisoned. So they came back from the hospital. Then they were talking to each other about how they felt on the way to the hospital. Oh, I felt my stomach. It was really painful, that kind of thing. Then after they were talking about their own symptoms, they asked the gardener who was still there. By the way, how did the dog die? Did it die like with the symptoms of the poison? Was it very painful? Then the gardener told them, what do you mean poison? He was knocked over by a car and killed instantly, right? So that's the story. And then the men are all feeling very embarrassed because they misunderstood the situation. They thought that the dog had been killed by poison, but actually it had been killed by a car. And because they thought the dog had been killed by a poison, they all rushed to the hospital in their cars to get treated for poison when they had none. They were not poisoned. Do you understand the story? Okay? Right, so I hope that gives you an idea. Everybody understands the story. Okay, now let's get to 58. Okay, I know you're all in a hurry, so let's get to it. When they returned home, they sat down to describe the effects. So the word describe here is a big giveaway clue. The word describe. Okay, so each man described. I can just use this word. Describe the pain that he had experienced. Why? Because I am telling you, right? So this is a verb. I'm telling you about the pain that I experienced. Okay? You cannot felt the pain that he had experienced. That's repeating the word felt. Okay? Cannot. Okay? Each man expressed the pain that he experienced. You can't really express. It's more of describing. It's expressing would be kind of like telling someone your feelings, right? So he expressed himself. But you can't express the pain, right? You're expressing your feelings or you're expressing yourself. You can't express your pain. So no, not expressed. Okay? You must describe. So each man described the pain he had experienced. So express, no. No, not suffered. So each man suffered the pain that he had experienced. No, right? Because they were talking and then they all agreed, right? They all agreed. Later on, you see that there is this concept about after they described about that, they all agreed that it had become, so there's this idea about, okay, you tell me, I tell you, then we all agree. So it's this idea about telling, communicating, all right? Convey the pain. No, you can't convey the pain. You can convey your feelings, but you must describe the pain. So remember, the clue of the word next to the blank is very important, right? You must use these neighboring words to help you narrow down the answer. Okay? Yes, all right. So again, describe is the only acceptable answer so far. I haven't seen any alternative answers that are acceptable. Yeah, so described is the answer. Okay? Yes. Okay. Yep, all right. So describe is the answer. Let's move on to 59. They all agreed that it had become what? So it's like, it had become. So again here, the answer is worse. Yep. Because I'm comparing between before they went to the hospital and on the way to the hospital. So I'm comparing. So worse, right? Worse is a comparative adjective. So this is an adjective. And the adjective is describing the pain. Okay? So again, let me just highlight the pain. All right. So this adjective worse is describing the pain as they are on their way to the hospital. No, not worst. Right? So think, be very careful. Worst is comparing three things. Worse and then worst, right? 3 of them, I have the worst pain. No. In this case, I'm comparing the time before and the time after. So I'm comparing 2 periods of time. So worse. Worst with a T is only for, when I'm comparing more than 2 periods of time. Yes, worse. Yes. Severe, no. Severe doesn't have the idea about comparison. Okay, I want that word worse because it compares before and after. No. Substandard has no relevance, nor is it comparative. Severe, no. Right? Again, I explain, severe doesn't have the element of comparing before and after. Okay? So severe is not accepted. Worse, right? So before, not so bad, but on the way to the hospital, it became worse. Okay? Yes. Right. No, Jaden, again, for the same reason that I've explained, serious doesn't carry the idea about comparison. Okay? Comparison. Yes, eminent is not acceptable because it is a totally unsuitable word to be used in this case. All right? Yes, serious is not comparing. Yes. So the point I'm trying to bring across, please listen to me as I'm explaining to you, is that this word that you plug here must compare. And worse is the only word that compares before and after. Serious, right? Eminent, right? Bad, painful, whatever. All these words don't compare, right? They just tell you the state that the person is in at that point, which is wrong. Here I'm comparing. Okay? Great. Excellent. And I love the fact that you're thanking each other. This is really good. Please keep up this respectful, polite behavior. Wonderful. You are model online citizens right now. Huh? Well done. Okay? So far, so good. All right? You all realize that there is actually a lot to discuss, but I'm just hurrying us along because there's a second passage. And we need to finish up really soon, okay? Otherwise, we'll overrun, okay? Thank you all for being so engaged. And I hope those of you who are, who are logged on through the other platforms are able to participate as well. Okay, no worries. Yes, okay, Charlene, I'm not sure whether you are able to participate now, but I'm sorry, I just saw your message. Got a bit carried away with responding. Okay, let's move on. Okay, question 60, coming to a very quick close. The gardener was soon what in? So the word in tells me that this is a verb and very likely a phrasal verb. Okay? Or maybe not. Okay, so in this case, brought in, yes. Okay, yes. Brought in is not a phrasal verb. Okay, but I can also use the word called in. Okay, summoned. Called in means to summon. So that is a phrasal verb. Okay, no, came is not accepted because came is a direct verb. Right, the gardener came in, but he was brought in. Indirect. Okay, remember direct, indirect speech was brought in. Okay, the key word here is was soon brought in. Was soon. So, Siting, be very alert to the neighboring words because the neighboring words to the blank will narrow down. You cannot say came. The gardener came, yes, but was brought in. All right, so he was brought in by someone else. It was an indirect. He was the object of that action bringing in. Okay, so came cannot, called yes, brought yes. Okay, wonderful. Any other alternatives? I think everybody should be okay. Excellent. Okay, let's move on to question 61. All right. Yes. So, No, taken in, no. Taken in has this idea of, you bring someone in from a war-torn country, so you take them in, right? You adopt them, all right? No, this phrasal verb is incorrect, okay? So I wouldn't say taken in. Yes, it can be brought in, yes. Okay, brought in. Okay, question 6. Brought in can, yes, okay. Right, question 61 now, okay? Question 61, So, to give a full account of the way in, okay, so again, in is the word, and then how the dog died, right? So the way in which the poor dog died. Okay? The way in which. You cannot say the way in how, right? The way in how the poor dog died? No. Right? The way in which. So the way in is the phrase to consider. The way in which the poor dog had died. You can't say the way in how the poor dog had died. So no. I do not accept the word how, only which is acceptable in this case. So be aware of and remember this combination, right? So you can note it down. The way in which. Okay, so if you are given a choice of the way in that, the way in which, the way in how, remember that all these are not acceptable, only which is acceptable in this position. Okay, yes, that, how, nope, cannot function next to the preposition in. Okay, so this is kind of like a special structure in English. Whenever you see the word in, you know, it pairs with how. No, it doesn't pair with how, it doesn't pair with that, it only pairs with which. No, there's the word in. Yeah, Justin, you're right. The way that the poor dog died, yes, is correct, but there is an in there. Okay, there is an in. The in restricts your next word. So neighboring words, remember neighboring words. Yes, exactly. Neighboring words. Always remember what Mr. Pang taught you. Okay, next. Okay, did it suffer much? Okay, so here I'm looking for a connector of time. Okay, question 62. Yes, Jia Xuan, absolutely right. It's before. Before death. So before it died, did it suffer much? Right? Did it suffer from? No, cannot. You cannot suffer from death, what, Genesis? Okay? So reading the sentence tells you that from is not permissible. Did it suffer much from death? You can't suffer from death. You suffer before death, right? So you suffered on the way to dying, right? Before, right? Very good. Well done. Okay, I think most of you, even the errors that you make are good because like Genesis's error from, at least it's in the right word class. It's a preposition. So at least you are thinking along the right line. So that's good. Okay? So first step is to get the right word class. In this case, it's a connector of time. Then the second case, then you narrow down to the correct connector of time. All right? Good. All right? I'm not sure what that message was, Joyce. Okay, so we've already done 62. I think all of us agree that it's before, right? Then, never mind, Cheryl. Please, that's not relevant. Keep focused on the passage. We still have one more to go. Ask one of the until. No, I won't say until, because then you are saying that it suffered, then until the point before death, right? Then it suddenly stopped suffering. Then it died. No, that makes no sense whatsoever. So the entire duration leading up to death, did it suffer? All right. So before. Yes. Okay. Ask one of them. Okay. One of them is the answer. Very good. One of them referring to the group of men, right? Who were kind of clustered around and talking to the gardener, right? That's that group of men, including our character, right? Who bought the mushrooms. Yes, I think this is pretty straightforward. Them. That's great. Okay, and I think, yeah, you are going to 65 already, right? So in, and this is embarrassment. Okay, remember your spelling, double R, double S. Okay, double R, double S. Okay, yes, very good. Okay, so embarrassment is a noun, right? Right, so a preposition tells you the position of a verb. So in this case, it's a noun. Okay. If there is the after of, yes, chances. All right. If you say ask one of the men, yes, you can put men. But in this case, there's no the, so therefore you have to put one of them. Very good. Well observed. Can I put shock? In shock? No. Why not? Because of this word blushed. Okay, this word blushed points to the fact that the feeling they are experiencing is not shock but embarrassment. Okay? Yes. Embarrassment, right? Check that your spelling for embarrassment is correct. They looked at one another in awkwardness. No, awkwardness wouldn't function here because generally you're feeling awkward, it has meanings and connotations other than just embarrassment. Okay, but in this case it's purely embarrassment. All right? Yeah. In shame. Why would they feel shame? All right, shame is too strong a word to use here. They've not done anything that causes shame, but what they've done is something that's caused embarrassment. So this is a word cline. If I were to draw the word cline, in order of severity, shame will be at the top, and then embarrassment will be somewhere in the middle. Okay? So you all must be able to tell how severe a word is. In this case, right? Good for checking, Shaden. I think this is a good question. In this case, the word embarrassment is halfway up the scale, and the word shame will be really high. So to feel shame, you would have had to do something really seriously wrong and been exposed in public to feel shame. But if you did something like minor, and then it causes you some discomfort, that would be more embarrassment. So in this case, they had misunderstood, but they hadn't done anything major. It wasn't really wrong, so it's more of embarrassment. Okay, good question. Thank you for that. Yes, and we are finally done. All right, and I am going to regrettably postpone exercise 6 because I did not anticipate taking so much time. Okay, yes, I'll show you the whole page. Okay, I did not anticipate taking so much time for one passage, but I love the rich discussion. I love the fact that you're correcting each other and you're putting comments and definitions of words. You've been proactively checking it out. That's great. The fact that you're working from home allows you to access the computer, to check facts on the internet, and to be focused on the lesson is great. Okay? So, wonderful. I am not going to go through exercise 6. I think it's too mentally taxing. So I tell you what, let's all take a 5 to 10 minute break, go to the toilet, go take a drink, and then let's come back at 11 o'clock. I'm going to still remain online. At 11 o'clock, I will post on, please don't log off, okay? Just stay online, but go and take a break or something. I will put the link to the Zoom conference. We will just test it out for fun on the chat window of the YouTube live stream. I'm going to keep it going. I'll leave the page on for those of you who need to copy it, okay, and transcribe it. Okay, Jancis, if you need a copy of the soft copy of the Cloze Passages, let me know. I'll send it to you via personal message. Yes, we will do a Zoom lesson after this. You're welcome to stay around. If you are not interested in participating in a Zoom lesson, especially if you're not from 6A, that's fine. You don't need to participate, but you can join in if you want to as well. Okay, so Jancis and and Jia En, you're welcome to stay if you want to, right? But otherwise it's fine. We are done for today in terms of the work. Okay, for Zoom we're just testing that we'll be able to conference it. I'm actually intending to use Zoom for oral. Okay, so there's this function in Zoom where I can get you all to schedule your log on, so you can wait in the waiting room, so we can simulate like an oral, right? So in the waiting room you will get the picture and the passage. You look at it for 5 minutes, then I will admit you to the conference, and then after 5 minutes you'll be able to read the passage and respond to me. So it's kind of like a virtual oral simulation, right? So I'm going to try that. Okay, yeah, all right, that's great. Yes, I'm sending the link here, Ellie, and I'll be sending the link via WhatsApp as well to your parents and to your own discussion group, the whole 6 Awesome group. So I'll send it to a few places, but 10 minutes time, go for a toilet break, go drink, go relax. Mr. Pang will have his coffee, and then we'll come back and I will activate Zoom. It will get on. Please be presentable because I also want to test the video function, right? Please comb your hair, make sure that you're presentable. I like to test the video and the audio function so I can hear and see all of you. Okay, so 10 minutes. Don't worry, you don't need the app. I'll send the link to you, and you can actually access Zoom on Chrome, Safari, any web browser. All right, but if you have the Zoom app, then that's fine too. Okay. 10 minutes break. I'll see you guys back here at 11 a.m. sharp. Okay. In the meantime, if you want to refer to and look at the comprehension, I have zoomed out so you can see the entirety of it. Hopefully, y'all can see it clearly. Okay, Genesis, let me see. Genesis. Can I post anything here? No, I can't post anything here. Genesis, can I send it? Would it be convenient for me to send it to your mom? Okay. Let's see. Let me forward this to your mom. Please give your mom a heads up so she knows that I'm sending her something, okay? Otherwise, it'll be a little weird. Okay, done. Yes, no problem. Okay. Right, 10 minutes. I'm gonna go for a toilet break. I'll see you all back in 10 minutes, okay? Any questions, just leave it on this chat. I'm not closing it. I'll be referring to it. After I start the Zoom, then I'll close this. No need to create accounts, Chloe. No need at all. Okay. Hang tight for the link. 10 minutes, like I said, go. Take a break. Go drink some water. Get a snack. Toilet break. I'll see you back in 10 minutes. Somebody answer the team's question if you can. All right, I'm back. Verbs and modals. Also, sitting verbs that accompany will and would are in their base form. For example, will eat, would eat, will jump, would jump. Yep. Let's see Zoom. The rest. Alright. Recount. Very good. Host the meeting. With video on. Send WS. Okay. Let's see. Mhm. There you go. Oh, hello. Huh. Okay, very good. All right. Okay. Some of you have disabled audio. Okay. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody first, okay? Right. Hello, hello, hello. Wave, wave, wave. Okay, yeah, that's great. Let's see. Okay, let's stress test the system. Let's see how many people can log on at the same time, okay? Yeah, I'm going to mute everybody for now, okay? So that you all, will not. Okay, continue. Okay, very good. Okay. Right. Ah, hello. Okay, that's great. Some of you need to comb your hair, huh? Oh. Hello, Chun Hong. What are you eating? Okay, very good. Okay, so notice when you are talking, your screen will jump to the front, okay? So if you're making a lot of noises, like, I don't know, Chun Hong chewing his food, I guess that will put your screen to the front, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Let me just, okay. Okay, I'm going to unmute everybody, and then let's hear how loud this is, okay?
Battery 80%.
Okay.
Connected to Evan's MacBook Pro.
Okay, unmute. Hi. Hi. Hello. Okay. Hello. Hi. Oh dear. Okay, that was sudden. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Hi, Alison. Okay, I can see Jasin, Wayne. Okay, yes. Okay. Who's this? Sishan, yes. Okay. Chun Hong, I can only see your forehead now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sishan, I can see. Okay, very good. Yeah, very good. Well done. Okay, Jaden, Xavier, Chun Hong, Jacksif. Can't see Chloe though. Okay, very good. Alison. Alison, wave. Okay, no problem. Alright, okay. Right, let's test the chat function. Can everybody chat here? Hello, everyone. Okay, let's test the chat function. Hi, Sishan. Hello. Okay. So when you talk, right, you notice that your face appears in front. Okay. Okay, very good. It seems to. Oh, Jun Xian is on as well. Okay. Some of you are logged on using your. Yes. Hello. Now I see. I see. Some of you are using your earphones and your hello. Okay, Mr. Hippo says hi. Okay, some of you are using your microphones. That's great. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just take some getting used to. Hi, hello. What's the name of your dog, Justin? Okay. Type it in the chat because I don't think anybody can hear. Okay. Reese, hello, welcome. Okay, Sishan's moving things around. Oh, okay, I'm getting a bit sick. Okay. Try not to move your camera around too much. Okay. I'm gonna try out some features, so don't be alarmed, okay? If you suddenly pop to the top. Okay, let me just try to make Reese the spotlight video. Okay, that means that I can choose which video comes into the front and the center. Okay, let me try to make Justin the spotlight video. Okay. Okay, Sishan spotlight video. Okay, Sishan, you got to move the camera so that it's facing your face. Yes, much better. Okay, let's make Alison the spotlight video. Okay. Hello. Hi. Okay. It's a bit weird to see you all not in uniform, huh? It's kind of strange. Okay. Spotlight Shaden. Okay, Shaden, your face is a bit too close to the camera. Yes. Okay, Charlene. Charlene, you're a bit too far away from the camera. Can you position it such that you are a bit closer? Okay, if you're not comfortable with the video showing, right, you can actually disable your video, but I'm testing now for the video, so try to turn on your video, okay? So I can see. I want to stress test. Okay. Okay, looks like everybody is on. I'm gonna stop the YouTube live stream, okay? No need. Mobile device also can. You need a password. Okay, hold on. Is there a password for this? Invite. Meeting password 169329. Meeting password is 169329. Okay. 169329. Okay. Okay, right. There you go. Okay, alright. Here is the code. Okay, try a different browser. Right? Okay, I think I need to leave this on for a while. Okay, Charlene has... Hey, can you all turn on your video so that I can test the video function? Can you all hear each other? Yeah. Yeah, turn on. Okay, I'll call your name. When I call your name, can you say something like, maybe just say, my name is whoever, okay? Right. Justin. Okay, good. Alison. Can't hear you, Alison. Can't hear you. Okay, Alison, your volume is a bit low. Never mind, adjust it. In the meantime, Sishan. Say something. My name is Sishan, whatever. Okay, I'm just... Okay, when I spotlight you, say something. My name is Sishan. Okay, good. Thank you. Next, Charlene. Okay, good. Very soft. Try to increase your volume a little bit or move the device closer to you. Shaden? Say something, Shaden.
Hello.
Okay, very good. I can hear you loud and clear. This position is good. Thank you. Ziting? Say something. Say something. Can't hear you, Ziting. There's no volume at all. You got to adjust your volume, okay? Okay, Jaden, say something.
Hello.
Okay, very good. Your volume is excellent, okay? Xavier, say something. Okay, very good. Loud and clear. Chun Hong, say something.
Hit the wall. Okay.
Is that you, Chun Hong?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Go and comb your hair. Okay, Wayne, say something. Say something, Wayne.
Say something. And say something.
Okay, Wayne, I can't hear you at all. Can you say something? Oh, no, you got to adjust your volume, okay? I can't hear you at all. Zero volume. Adjust your volume. Okay, JJ, say something. JJ, say something. Hey, can y'all just say my name is, whatever? Quick. Is it laggy? Cannot access the microphone. Okay, okay, John, say something. Okay, good. I can hear you, John. Thank you. Oscar, say something. Oscar, say something. Oh, yo. Jaxif, you're very delayed, huh? Very delayed. Okay. Oscar also very delayed. Reese, say something. Reese, say something. And Reese, point the camera at your face.
It's very laggy.
Very laggy. Okay, Dea, say something. Okay, very laggy, but the volume is good. Okay, I don't know what happened to Sishan. Okay, Megan Quack, say something. Hello, don't speak in Chinese.
Hi, me, Jared. Bye bye.
Okay, Megan, say something. Megan Quack, say something.
I don't hard copy, so the rest of what is it? Rest in science. Oh yeah, science also need to do. Math.
I'm going to mute all of you. Mute all.
Revision paper,
Continue. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Okay, Megan, say something, Megan. Okay, very soft. Okay, please increase volume. Okay, Chloe, say something. Chloe.
I can't say anything.
Then you just said something. Okay.
It's not working.
Your video is not working? Okay. Let me unmute everybody.
Hello. Hello.
Okay. Let's see. Everybody.
The microphone is here. Hey sisters.
Oh, okay, I see Zile. Okay, good job. Okay. Jaden Teo, Jared. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. We have 25. Oh, Jancis as well. Good. Okay, we have about 26 participants. Seems to be very good. Okay. I'm going to say lag. When I say lag, everybody say lag at the same time. Lag. Okay, looks like it's quite alright. Okay, cannot hear properly. Okay, so try to adjust your microphone and speaker volume. Okay, I'm using an external Bluetooth speaker so I can hear you all very clearly. See, this is my speaker. Okay, you're all coming out of this speaker. Okay. Yes, I see. Joyce, hello. Joyce, don't move your camera around. I'm feeling sick. I feel seasick.
Hello, Joy.
Keep at one angle. Don't move it around. This one not TikTok video, Okay. Okay, try again. Okay, I'm gonna exit this. Okay.